This is the plaintiff, Keith Cody. He says he and the defendant have been friends for over 25 years, so he thought nothing of loaning him money to help pay for his wedding when he asked. After the defendant's wedding, he never called him or texted him or paid him back. The guy was practically family. He found out he went out and bought a new Jeep Cherokee, put an addition on his house, and he can't pay him back? Unbelievable. He's suing for $2,600, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, William. He says the plaintiff loaned him only $1,700 for his wedding, and he paid him back $1,000 of it in cash. Besides, he did $7,000 worth of electrical work on the guy's house and only charged him $1,800. So technically, they should be more than even. He's accused of pulling a disappearing act.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. These litigants were friends for a quarter century, so the plaintiff had no problem loaning the defendant money for his wedding. Now the guy is buying all sorts of things but won't pay him back. The defendant says he paid the jack back. It's the case of Wedding Bell Blues.
Keith Cody, you are suing William. You've asked us not to use your last name for $2,600 for money that you loaned your old friend for his wedding that he never repaid to you. Tell me what happened.
Well, I bought a house and I need electrical work done. So he claims he knows what he was doing. So I hired him for the job. I said, okay, you do the job. We agreed on a price. He upped the price. I still agreed to it. It started off $1,500, then it went up to $1,800, plus I bought all the materials. And then, say about a month and a half, 2 months into the job, he was getting married. He asked me to borrow some money because he was short. So I said, it's not a problem. We've been friends for 25 years. You're practically family. He has a child with my cousin. I said, so it's not a problem, whatever, but I want you to sign a promissory note just so I know I'm getting my money back, because it's a substantial amount of money. So first he asked for $1,800. It was on the July 19th, and him and his wife.
Wait, this is by this point he had quoted you $1,800 on the electrical job?
Yeah.
But he wanted $1,800 not as an advance on the electrical job? He just wanted $1,800?
No, he wanted $1,800 for the wedding.
Because the electrical job had or hadn't been done yet?
No, they were still in the process of doing it.
Okay.
Because I totally gutted this house. Okay,
but why would you just loan him the $1,800 instead of just saying, all right, I'll pay you in advance for the electrical job you're going to do?
Because it was him and his friend doing the electrical job.
Okay.
And me were being friends.
Okay.
Practically family, whatever.
So you loaned him?
And he needed it for his wedding because he was getting married within a couple weeks.
Okay.
Okay, and he was still a month and a half before you finished the electrical job.
Okay.
Okay. So I said, okay, I'll lend you the money, but you're going to sign a promissory note stating you're going to pay me. Well, he agreed to pay me within 2 weeks. So I let it go. The next day,
promissory note? Let me see the promissory note. Do you have the original? That's a copy, just like the one I have.
That's a copy. My lawyers got the original because we didn't know
Why does your lawyer have the original? But who are you saving it for, if not me? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
My lawyer still got it. I don't understand why he still got it.
Well, probably because you didn't get it from him.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Okay,
I told him I needed it.
And?
So he just gave me the copy.
Why wouldn't you just go to your lawyer's office and pick up the original if you're going to court on this?
Your Honor, I really don't know. That's just what he gave me. I figure he's a man of law. He knows what he's doing.
No, he's not. He doesn't know what he's doing, or you're just lazy and didn't go to his office to get it from him.
Well, no, I did go to his office to get it, but anyways.
Did you sign this? I, Willie, and your last name, borrowed $1,800 from Keith Cody on 7/19 and will pay him back within 2 weeks, borrowed for wedding. And then
again on the 20th.
Just a second.
Oh,
and then it's signed by him, you, and your wife?
Correct.
That's correct, right?
Yes, for $1,800.
And then according to you, shortly thereafter, you loan him another $500 and another $300?
Yeah, the next day he came up to me and asked me for another $500.
After the wedding or after the loan?
Right after I gave him the loan. Okay. On the 19th, I gave him the $1,800.
Okay.
On the 20th, he asked me for another $500. On the 30th, he asked me for another $300. Just because,
is that accurate?
25 years of friendship.
You didn't borrow another $500 from him and another $300 from him?
No.
His signature's right there, Your Honor.
No, I didn't.
This is where original comes in handy. See?
Yeah, I know. I understand.
So that I
now.
could, well, you know,
Yeah.
I need to, go ahead, take a look at it.
Yeah.
Just a moment.
Who's had a situation where you loan somebody money and they don't pay you back and they start buying all sorts of things?
I think you have an obligation to pay that money back. It's
Well, you
understandable.
do, definitely. The question is, would you cut that person out of your life if they start doing that?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who else? Who's had that? Huh?
I kind of think if you loan money, you got to chalk it up as a loss no matter what. Because if you hold a family member or a friend.
Yeah, but if you start seeing them buying all sorts of things.
Oh yeah, they're out. They owe me money and they're not paying it back. They're buying fancy stuff that I can't have. They're done.
You know what they call it, right? At TMZ, they call it "you Lindsay Lohan me." There you go. Going inside the courtroom.
This is a paper. There was never a stamp on it saying a memo. It was just, this was written, this is a copy of letter paper with lines on it. That's how I signed it on there, not on this piece of paper at all.
Okay.
And when I signed for him, I signed for $1,500. And then I called him up. I said, I need another $300. And he says, no, fine. Don't ask me. That's all I'm going to give you. And that's where we ended up.
Okay, but the first one that's there that you say is legitimate says from the beginning 1,800.
Yeah, no, it was 1,500.
Is that what that says?
No, it doesn't say that.
Right, but you say that that one's legitimate, that you did
Right.
sign that. That says 1,800.
Yeah.
So that's not how you're saying that it was 1,500 and then plus another 3.
It was-
That's you signing for 1,800 from
Correct.
Jump Street.
Correct, yes.
Then there's another 3 on top of that. Then that's a 3 on top of the 1,800.
Yeah, I didn't see, since, I didn't focus on that. When I signed it, he just gave me the money and I counted the money. It was 1,500 when he gave it to me.
Okay, how do you explain then why the one part of that that you say is legitimate?
The 18?
Yeah.
The 18 is legitimate, but he only gave me 15.
Then why'd you sign that he gave you 18?
I signed it before he even gave me the money. We went to the bank, to the credit union.
We were sitting in the driveway, excuse me, I'm sorry. We were sitting in the driveway of my house when I gave him and his wife the money for the wedding because I was doing construction on my house. So I said, you got to meet me at my house. I'll run to the bank. I'll get the money.
What happened? Why didn't you pay this guy $5 back? You didn't pay him anything back.
No, what it was, I did pay him back.
What'd you pay him back?
I paid him back a total of $1,100 total. I paid him back.
How did you pay him that back?
Cash.
When did you pay him that back?
I paid him back in August.
Now, if you paid him back in August, can you explain to me where the piece of paper is showing that you paid him back?
Never did sign because I thought me and being family and
What are
this
you
and
talking
that.
about? You ain't family? Look at you. You're a litigant here.
Yeah,
all right? But
correct.
if you know that he gets something in writing, why would you not get something in writing?
We were like, he was in a rush that day. I gave him the
How long
money. He
does it
says,
take to
I
put a
gotta
sentence
go.
down like this?
I know. I understand.
And if you're gonna if he's in a rush, if he's in too much of a rush
Correct.
to get to give you a receipt, then he's in too much of a rush to collect the money. Because
Correct.
otherwise, you look like you're just a liar that
No.
you didn't pay him. What day did you pay him?
I paid him on August.
August what?
It was August the 12th.
And you paid him how much? 1,100.
I paid him 600, and then I paid him another 600.
When did you pay him the other 600?
I only have for August the 12th.
Who's on first? When did you pay him the second 600?
I didn't write it down the date. I
Okay,
just
so
drove
you,
up to
at
where.
sometime after August 12th, you paid him
Yes,
another
correct.
600?
Yes, I drove up to his house and I said, "Here you go." And then.
Do you have any proof of paying him the 600? We already know you don't have receipts. Do you have a
No.
witness? Do you
No.
have a withdrawal from a bank?
No, ma'am.
Okay. How are you going to prove you paid him 600? 600 is 1,200, not 1,100. So what are we doing there?
I didn't think of it in the beginning to write down the day, how much
I'm
I
not
paid
even
him.
asking that. I'm
Okay.
asking you why you're telling me you paid him 600 one day and 600 another day, but you told me earlier that what you paid him back was 1,100.
Yeah, it was
600 plus
1,100.
600 is 1,200.
Right, yeah.
All right?
I'm confused here, Your Honor.
So where are you confused? Can you
I'm
clarify
confused
for
on
me
the
or you
last
can't?
payment that I paid him. I paid him the 600 to equal.
You don't know when it was, you have no proof of it, and you don't know the amount.
Correct.
Did you pay him in late August for electrical work?
It's like I
He
said.
owed you $2,600 and you paid him $1,800 for the electrical work?
Yeah, $1,800.
You don't deny the electrical work was paid in full, right?
The electrical work was paid after I had owed him the money.
Why don't you just pay the guy? What's going on? Why don't you just
I-
pay the guy? Here's
I
a guy
owe
you've
him-
known 25 years who helps you out when you're in a
Mm-hmm.
really big bind and you need some money to finish paying for a wedding.
Correct.
But
Yes,
it's
Your
about to
Honor.
happen any second now. Okay, you come to the wedding?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, you dance at his wedding?
Yeah.
Okay, this is like a special meaning. And then
Correct.
you turn around after all these years and you're in court over this. Why wouldn't you show the slightest bit of good faith and pay a little bit? He claims you didn't pay a penny. You say you didn't pay a penny.
Not a penny.
You say that either one of you is a bold-faced liar. I don't know who, but they can't both be right.
I did pay him.
He just forgot?
He just forgot.
You forgot how much and he forgot that?
Exactly.
Okay.
I did pay him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am a chaplain. I'm registered with the
You're a
chaplain.
chaplain?
Yep, I'm registered.
So if you're a chaplain, why do you go around owing somebody even the amount you do concede you owe him after all this time?
I had told him the problem that I ran into because I didn't have my money. My money was being held on, my checks.
Why?
They were disputing it. You have a letter there from my lawyer. It's right there.
From what?
From workman's comp that I got hurt.
What was the dispute, though?
The dispute was because their checks were confusing. They were giving me the wrong amount of checks, so I couldn't cash those checks. And I explained to him, I said, Keith.
Why couldn't you cash the checks?
Because
where's the letter from your lawyer that you say I'm going to see?
It should be
I don't
right
have
there.
it. Give it to me.
And I said, Keith, I will be paying you. I will not burn you. I'm a chaplain. I will not do that to you.
Although chaplains apparently burn too. Please be advised this office handled a workers' compensation case. The settlements were not dispersed. What does that have to do with anything? That just means you haven't received money that you're going to get on a settlement. That has nothing to do with whether you pay the guy back in 4 months.
Yeah.
But, there's other, you work, right? There's other income.
No, I don't work.
You don't work?
No, I don't.
Maybe you needed to have a smaller wedding.
And if I can also add, his wife just went out and bought him a brand new Jeep.
Really?
Yeah.
What year?
2012. It's sitting right in the parking lot.
You have a 2012 Jeep?
It's not a 2012 Jeep.
What is it?
It's a 2008 Jeep.
Okay.
She went and got it for me. They know what she was getting for me.
That's nice. Did she know that you owed him $2,600?
She knew, yes. And I told her, did you pay my half? I said, yes, I did pay my half also.
Oh, you're good.
What do you mean pay your half? What was that?
She asked me, did you pay the half that you supposed to pay the Keith? I said, yes, I did pay him. Did you get a receipt? No, I didn't. You shouldn't trust him like that. I said, don't worry about it. He's a friend of mine. He's not going to do that to me.
What's the half? She gave you the money to pay him?
Yes, correct.
So you ate that, didn't pay him, and...
No, I paid him.
And didn't pay your half, made her look bad because she bought you a 2008. You have a 2008 Jeep sitting outside, but you can't figure out how to pay the guy you've known for 25 years, but trust you're a chaplain? I'm going to vomit any minute now. $2,600 verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The verdict is for every penny the plaintiff sued for, so that means the judge completely doesn't believe your story.
Oh, that's okay. I don't have nothing else to say.
What about your friendship with this gentleman?
It'll still be there. I'll still love the guy.
Really?
Yep. Still love the guy.
Really? If you need money, would you go to him again?
Oh, no, I wouldn't go to him, no.
Or what would you do if you needed it next time?
I wouldn't go to him. Simple as that.
Okay. Right around the corner here. Good luck with the marriage. All right, come on in here. You got everything you sued for. What went down here? What went wrong?
Well, it's a friendship that really shouldn't have had to end for over $2,600, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just like I said, he's like family.
What do you think happened? Why didn't he pay?
He got greedy. He just tried to get a free ride, and he thought I was paying for, I was contributing to his wedding. And that's not the way it works. I mean, I got kids to feed too, you know?
Yeah, he says he's still...
kids to feed, and it's just...
Still willing to be your friend. What do you think of that?
It's going to take a lot to get over.
Harvey?
Here's the deal. You never know somebody, really, until you loan them money. You could have a friend who's such a good friend, and I don't know what it is. I have not figured out what it is. But somehow when you loan them money, that's when you really get to know who they are. If they start to stiff you, it's suddenly it bubbles to the surface. Get it in writing and make it clear.